everybody, and welcome back to the channel where we are once again doing another speed drawing video. This one again kind of fits a bit more with this month, considering that it is Ada Wong of the Resident Evil series, the one, the only Lady of Mystery herself. And this is in the original Resident Evil 4 outfit, not the remake one. I've got both, as you've probably seen in some of my videos, or not, as the case may be. I did a review of the more up-to-date remake dress, whereas I've never got around to doing my cosplay review for the original dress, which I absolutely adore, by the way. I just like the fact that with the sweater dress I can hide my arms, though they're getting a bit better. Anyway, that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to say thank you so much to my Patreon Colin, who once again requested this video and this drawing live on Twitch. As always, if you're interested in getting your own character drawn, be it an OC or just a character that you really like from a video game, film or anime, let me know in the comments down below. Turn up to a couple of chats on Twitch and I'll get it drawn for you. But anyway, let's talk about the lovely mystery lady herself. Ada Wong is the pseudonym of an enigmatic, unnamed spy of Asian American descent. She has gained notoriety in the corporate world for being able to handle serious situations and the most difficult requests without guilt. Which, it's kind of cool that we all know her as Ada Wong, but that's not her real name, that's not her birth name. We don't actually know anything about this woman, which I thought is really, really kind of cool. And at the point of 2016, I think she's about 40 odd when number 6 comes out. But again, getting a bit ahead of ourselves. Wong has also acted secretly in the background of many of the biohazard incidents and collected information which became useful to several organisations, while at the same time operating to undermine them. She really did not get on well with Wesker. However, Wong follows only her own true purpose and has often betrayed the organisations and customers she is affiliated with to achieve this. Which does seem to be really strange and a bad way of doing mercenary work. You never want to turn on someone if you're a mercenary because someone else is paying you more or anything like that, because then you get a really bad rap. And if you get a bad rap, you just don't get a job. And that's like the key thing to all of this kind of stuff. You want to get that job. That job is the most important thing, if anything. So, Wong's personal life is a complete mystery. I'm going to call her Ada, actually. I don't like the way. Ada's personal life is just a complete mystery. Her ethnicity and nationality are left completely unconfirmed in any of the games. When and where she was born is also unknown, and we really don't even know her birth name. But according to one account by Ada herself, she was born around 1974 to a wealthy Chinese Vietnamese family in Saigon in the final months of the Vietnam War. In the aftermath of the fall of Saigon and the persecution of the Hoa became commonplace due to class division, when she was 3 years old, Ada's family sold off what remained of their assets to human traffickers in order to escape to the United States, but they were ultimately cheated and arrived with no money to survive on. However, the validity of this account is questionable, as Wong would later remark on the story as being fabricated to test Leon's gullibility. And as you're probably aware, Leon was very gullible when he first met her, but I'm pretty sure that especially in the remakes, when because of Ada, he has got He has trust issues, major trust issues now, which is kind of cool because it plays into will they, won't they, do they, don't they, all that kind of thing, which I always thought was heavily hinted at, and it was all flirty and fun in the originals, and while it was reciprocated between both of them, it never went anywhere, whereas in the remakes it's kind of more Leon has a thing for Ada, but he still has trust issues with Ada, so it's all kind of up in the air, and I thought that's kind of cool. We don't know how Ada feels about it, I don't think, yet. I haven't played the remake yet. So I don't know about the separate ways or anything like that. I have watched people play it, but I kind of mute it so that I don't get that many spoilers. So we'll get there eventually. As a young adult, Ada became linked to several international criminal organizations and participated in missions both domestically and abroad. During one of her missions, Ada was given the task of operating within a pool of undocumented migrant workers living out of a dilapidated pigsty and spreading highly toxic pesticide on a potato farm as part of the group. Many workers died, and the remaining labourers were forced to bury the corpses by hand. In the mid-1990s, Ada had gained an advantageous position within a Chinese-American crime gang. This organisation enjoyed an explosive success for their ruthless elimination of the competition, but the resulting power vacuum quickly drew the attention of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, who shut down their operations and once again left Ada on the run. Seeing her potential arrest by the authorities as a waste of talent, Ada was then approached by Albert Wesker, who sought to recruit her to a powerful bioweapons corporation known as the Organization, which had been on the lookout for top-quality espionage agents, particularly in their rivalry within the powerful international conglomerate, the Umbrella Corporation. The organisation initially questioned Ada's loyalty due to her duplicitous nature and refusal to reveal her true identity, but with Wesker's endorsement had come to the conclusion that she would be an ideal fit for the job. Around the same time, Ada made an influential connection in the form of Derek C. Simmons, a member of the secret fraternity The Family, who abused his position as a high-ranking government official to cement his political agenda. Wong accepted several freelance missions on his behalf. However, their working relationship quickly became complicated as Simmons developed obsessive tendencies towards. Around 1997, Wong was assigned the mission of infiltrating the Arclay Laboratory, a Umbrella USA facility deeply connected to the development of illegal bioweapons. With fake credentials, she was able to gain employment and soon developed a romantic relationship with Dr. John Clements, the facility's chief researcher, as a means of obtaining classified information that would aid the rival organization. Clemens was committed to their relationships, going as far as Clemens was committed to their relationship, going as far as recording his username and password at the lab as John and Ada, and a letter written at the time of his death suggests Ada was present during the May 1998 T-virus outbreak. If so, she was able to escape undetected as the facility's USS guards had been ordered to execute those attempting to escape. So then, of course, there is the events of Resident Evil 2, which, depending on which game you play, whether you play the original or the remake, there's several different branching stories. In both of them, she is at certain points assumed to be deceased, though in the original Resident Evil 2, she is actually outright stated to have died a couple of times. However, that obviously changed with the release of Resident Evil 4, the original. And of course, after the events of Resident Evil 2, there is something called the Sacred Snakes incident, which is where, while both Wesker and herself were employed by the organization, they would operate separately, but still kind of together, where their paths kept crossing, and they were both at points allies and enemies to each other. And among places their rivalry would take effect was in Amparo, where the organisation was attempting to make a presence. The Sacred Snakes, a crime syndicate led by drug lord Xavier Hidalgo, had been purchasing bioweapons from Colonel Sergei Vladimir, but were met by increasing costs owing to Umbrella's desperation in its dying days. Approaching them as a liaison for an unspecified bioweapons developer, they kept in touch, though they preferred to buy through Wesker. In August, Hidalgo's aide Sergio confronted Ada and she gave them information proving Umbrella was engaging in creative accounting before insisting they gave her information in exchange. Reporting this meeting to Wesker, Hidalgo was warned she was an Umbrella spy trying to sell him the same products. The Sacred Snakes went out in search of her, but she disappeared before they could find her, and the operation was nonetheless a success for the organization, and they became Hidalgo's primary supplier. Which is kind of interesting because her and Wesker at several points are both seemingly working together really well and also at the same time really not. Anyway, that's a pretty good just start to Ada's character. There is so much more. There's the entire, like, everything that actually happens during Resident Evil 2. I could have gone into that a lot more detail, but I didn't. There's Resident Evil 4. There's a couple of other side missions for her. There's the movies. There's the original film. There's all sorts of really cool things that I could go into about this character. She's one of my favorite Resident Evil characters after, I think after Jill. But Ada's always been very mysterious to me, and I've always liked the fact that she walks around in an evening gown doing high kicks to people's faces. It was hilarious. So anyway, as always, thank you so much for watching. I do hope to see you next time. Take care, everybody. Have fun, and goodbye.